Welcome to 50 Plus here on JLJ Media. I'm James Lott Jr. And I'm starting a little mini series for the rest of the year. I mean, I've been sharing my life being 50 plus. So I think anybody who's 50 plus will understand these episodes. So I'm doing a mini series to the end of the year where I'm going back 50 years, 40 years, 30 years, 20 years, 10 years, and ending with today. Of just first of all, of the music of the time, TV and movies, but also I'm gonna show you a personal picture item that of mine from that time period. I've been going through my storage unit and I found all this stuff that I lost. And so it's one way I'm sharing with you that stuff plus more. So I'm gonna start off the year 1973. So yes, I'm literally old enough to have been alive 50 years ago. And here I am in this picture. So if you're listening, I'll post a picture online at JLJ Media. I'll post it at James Lott Jr. too. This is me at 4 years old, 3 or 4, staying in front of a Grundig stereo system that Aunt and Faith got for us and brought back from Germany. We have that same stereo system here in the dining room. I'm going to take a picture and try to recreate this photo with it. That's why this photo sitting out. I'll try to recreate the photo. I'm gonna try to. So stay tuned for that. I was living in Los Angeles. That was taken here in Los Angeles. That's the city I lived in. And again, I was 3 or 4 years old when that picture was taken. So we're going to go to the top television shows of that 73, 74 season, the whole season. I could have done 72 and 73 season, but I'm just going to go from 73 on because we're in the fall anyway. So these are top 10 shows, starting from number 10 and going up. Number 10, Cannon. Number 9, The Mary Tyler Moore Show. Number 8, The Sonny and Cher Comedy Hour. Remember that. Number 7, Kojak. Number 6, Maude. Number 5, Hawaii Five-0. Number 4, MASH. Number 3, Sanford and Son. Look how big that was. There was a big share too back then. Number 2 were my favorites, The Waltons. And the number 1 show of the 73-74 season 50 years ago was All in the Family. There you go, kids. I can't believe it either. It's crazy. Now we're going to go to the Hot 100 singles from the Billboard chart. So this was based on Billboard chart, which is the leading publication and counting system for music back then. Now things have changed a little. Billboard's still the leading thing, but things have changed. But these are the top 10 songs, starting from 10 to number 1 of the year end. These are the top 10 songs of 1973. Number 10, Touch Me in the Morning. Don't just walk away. Touch Me in the Morning, Diana Ross. You probably think the song is about you. At number 9, You're So Vain, Carly Simon. At number 8, Will It Go Around in Circles? That's Billy Preston. He was really big back then. He had a lot of hits, and he was also the 5th Beatle, so to speak. He was really big back then. Number 7, Crocodile Rock by Elton John. Number 6, I only really knew Chris Christopherson at first because he did Star is Born. That's when I first really heard of him in the mid-70s. But back in 73, he had the number 6 song with Why Me, Mr. Chris. Number 5, Paul McCartney and Wings with My Love. Number 4, Let's Get It On, Marvin Gaye. Killing Me Softly with His Song, Killing Me Softly with His Song. Roberta Flack. She was huge back then too. Then we had Bad Leroy Bram, the baddest man from that's Jim Croce. And the number 1 song, I remember this song as a kid actually, so much for some reason. Tie a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree. Tony Orlando and Dawn. Now, you know, one of Dawn was Thelma Hopkins, very successful actress later. That's so funny. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it. I remember all the songs, all of them. Then we'll switch over and go to movies. These are the top 10 movies. Some of them I've never seen. and don't even know them. Top 10 movies of 1973, 50 years ago. Number 10, Sleeper, which is one of the few ones I don't remember seeing this one. It's Woody Allen and Diane Keaton. It's an early one of theirs. Comedy sci-fi. I don't remember that. Number 9, The Last Detail, a comedy drama starring Jack Nicholson, Randy Quaid. I don't know that one either. Oh, number 8, I saw it as a kid, Charlotte's Web. They even say more. Charlotte's Web. Number 7, Don't Look Now, with Julie Christie and Donald Sutherland. It's a drama horror mystery. Ooh, okay, I don't know that one. Number 6, Badlands, starring Martin Sheen, Sissy Spacek, action crime drama. No, number 5, The Wicker Man, horror mystery thriller. That's wow. I think I saw a remake of that. Number 4, I do know this one, Mean Streets, Robert De Niro, Harvey Keitel. It's an early one. Friday thing. Number 3, she was one of the youngest people to ever win an Oscar, Miss Tatum O'Neal, starring with her father, Ryan, Paper Moon. Number 2, Papillon, Steve McQueen and Dustin Hoffman. And the number 1 movie of 1973, 50 years ago, was The Sting. Paul Newman, Robert Redford, Charles Durning. Very interesting. And just to note also that year, Jesus Christ Superstar came out. My favorite soundtracks of all time. Cast of all time. Okay. And then lastly, this is fun looking at this stuff. Lastly, this is the top 10 albums of 1979. 79. When I say 79, so getting old. Of 73. I don't know why I said 79. Of 73. Top 10 albums. Number 10, one of my favorites, The Carpenters. Singles, 1969, the year I was born, actually, to 1973. Oh my God, I love it. My favorites. Number 9, Janis Joplin's Greatest Hits. Number 8, John Denver's Greatest Hits. Greatest Hits are good. Number 7, Jonathan Livingston Seagull soundtrack, Neil Diamond. Number 6, Houses of the Holy, Led Zeppelin. Number 5 and number 4 are the Beatles. Number 5, 1962 to 1966, and number 4, 1967 and 1970. So they're compilation albums. So just goes to show that and well, right, just to say, right below the top 10, number 11 is Elvis Presley's Band on the Run. Wing Elvis Presley. I'm getting confused. Wings and Paul McCartney, Band on the Run. Elvis Presley's below him at Aloha from Hawaii. That's why I saw that. So Paul McCartney has 3 top 11 albums in there. Just getting you guys to know that. Number 3, an album that actually lasted throughout the 70s and into the 80s on the charts and the top 200. At number 3, Tubular Bells by Mike Oldfield. I remember seeing that. It's considered the number 22 album of all the 70s. Like, it's really crazy, right? At number 2, part of his streak of the 70s, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, Elton John. And then the number 1 album of 1973, the number 1 album 50 years ago, the number 1 album of all the 70s, 1970s, and the number 3 album of all time, Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd. And I remember when I used to read the Billboard charts every week, and that album was on the top 200, top 100 for years. Like, it was on there forever. It never left. It got on there and never left. I just found the cassette. I have the cassette of it. My song is Money. It's not Money. It's very much, it just never left. Dark Side of the Moon resonated with so many people, it like never left. And so it's a huge, underrated album, actually, very underrated. So those are your top 10 albums of 1973. For me, I remember listening to Jesus Christ Superstar. I remember living across the street from a cemetery. I had a little brother who was about a year old at the time, and now I live with them currently. He was a year old at the time. I remember playing in. We was on the second floor. We had downstairs. I had an older sister I played with downstairs. In the backyard. It wasn't a really backyard, but like a black area. Black. It was a back area. We used to play and ride bikes and things like that. Um, and it was a year before we moved to our next location. Those are some of my earliest memories of that. So I'm just been looking back. It's that time. It's the end of the year. Looking back, getting older. It's my half birthday right now. Looking back in time, and I thought this would be kind of fun to kind of do this every week. Just talk about a little bit what happened all those years ago. So next week will be 1983, which will be a fun time. Whole different age for me there. I'll be a teenager by then. So we'll talk about that there. So share your stories. If you remember 1973, 50 years ago, anything, please share it. Or if you want to do 50 years, if you're old enough to go 50 years back for your year or 60 years back or something, share with me a little something. Give me a little tidbit. I'm James Lott Jr. 50 plus is everywhere you want it to be, and I'll see you next time.